The Germans have always been historically about comfort.
Have they? Is that what the Germans are about?
For at least
some
the last
point.
century.
At some point in the last 100 years.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to The Diary of a High-Performance Smug Bastard. And I'm your host, Jake Bartlett, and each week I'm joined by inspiring individuals who have stopped at nothing to get to the top and have nauseating stories about how much better they are than you. Today, I'm joined by Ryan and D'Angelo, who are two of the youngest, most successful entrepreneurs the world has ever seen. Ryan, D'Angelo, welcome to the show.
Hello, Sam.
Thank you.
How are you doing, Ryan? How are you doing, D'Angelo?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I'm very well. It's an absolute pleasure to have you both on the show, and I'm sure you've got loads of inspirational stories about how great you are and how terrible everybody else is. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you made it to the top?
Well,
That's right. Thanks for... I'm sorry,
do you want
Ryan.
to talk? I mean,
Ryan, you go first. You go first, Ryan.
Well, it clearly wasn't by waiting for each other to speak.
Well, no, you see, the best one
Shut the
always
fuck up.
speaks
We'll sue you.
first.
Hi. Sorry. This is my podcast, but please don't swear at me. I don't like it very much. I get up at 5
I don't
a.m.
think
today.
anybody swore, did they?
I think they did. This is a non-sweary podcast because it needs to be suitable for all, so young children can listen to it and get inspired by your
only-
words
Never be
of
as great
triumph.
There's only one place for young children in business, and that's the sweatshops in India.
Is that how you made your money? Is this an exclusive?
I made my money by firing and hiring, but I forgot to do the second part, and I ended up with a one-man business that required 1,000 people to run.
How many
And
people
then
did you fire?
I went into administration. It turns out you get a huge payout for administration. I then took that money to the local bookies and backed Red Stallion at 900 to 1 to win 3 races in a row. And he lost in the first race and was shot. So then I took the body of the horse to the local glue factory, and now I have a glue brand that is better than every other glue brand, and I am a multi-billionaire.
So where did you come into this story then, D'Angelo?
I'm D'Angelo.
Oh right, okay. I hadn't decided who was who. But you clearly
This is
have.
you can't decide who's who. We've been the same
have
people
our
since we were
names.
born.
Exactly.
Okay, sorry, Ryan. You tell us how you got into the glue business with D'Angelo.
Oh, I'm not in the glue business with D'Angelo. He does his glue thing, and I'm just great.
We just go out
the
and we just
The
go out and
producers
drink.
never told me that you weren't working together. I thought you were both like co-CEOs of a global glue brand.
We live our VIP rich man lifestyle together. So we go and smoke cigars, drink whiskey, blow on hookers, etc. But we don't work together. We don't even talk about work. We never talk shop.
On hookers, like blowing on a candle.
Blow on hookers, so you know what you hang your clothes up with. That's what everyone told me that rich people do. So I blow on hookers.
You're so rich, you just get a hooker just to blow on them and then return them to the hooker shop.
Absolutely. Is that
Put
not
back
what
on the
everybody
hook.
does? Ryan, you
Speaking
told me that
of-
was the normal thing to do.
Speaking of hooker shops, I believe that's how you made your money, Ryan. Is that correct?
I have all the hooker shops. That's why he likes to hang out with me.
It was going to branch out to Hooker Duck, but there wasn't a big enough market for it.
I just dupe all the rich people into blowing on hookers.
Well, I understand that the hooker duck business went under because every single time you get a duck, you get a prize, and it just wasn't a sustainable model anymore.
The goldfish
well,
started
the
wearing
goldfish, the goldfish were hard to come by, but I've got connections in China, and I can
wonder
get them,
what the
I can get them swum over these days.
You get them swum over. They just
Yeah.
instruct them where to go.
Fish.
They're very well trained. So as soon as somebody needs to get rid of them and put them in water, they just come back. It's like a constant supply.
What do you reckon the average lifespan of a carnival goldfish is?
Well,
About 3
these
days.
ones, these ones that we've had, they've been going for years, but they like to pretend to be dead. We train them to do that. Then you flush them, and back they come.
Back to the sea. That's a beautiful story, actually.
Not back to the
And
sea.
then-
back into the plastic thing for the
Back in,
next fair.
back into the swim. Yeah. Do you even listen to your?
God.
Best.
This is why people like this man here
Back
don't have
to the
these
sea.
fantastic ideas.
The old fish coming back to the sea. They pretend to be dead, get flushed down the toilets, and they end up back in the sea. It's
Not
a
in the
beautiful
sea.
story. It really
They
is.
don't end up back in the sea.
They end up back in a plastic bag.
They swim back into the plastic bags, and then my glue factory seals
We
the
just
bags.
stand at the end with a big bag.
No.
I get all these people to stand there with bags, and they just scoop them up, and off we go again.
Ha ha ha! We fooled you.
So fooled. So
I probably
fooled.
should have done that ages ago. This is not the Diary of a High Performance Smoke Bastards podcast. It is, in fact, the Killer Rabbit podcast featuring me. I'm Sam, and I'm with Mr. Adam Chase. He's right there. There he is. Listen to him. Go away. Yeah.
Hello.
There he is. And there's Benson. He's not D'Angelo at all. He's Benson.
It's bye from Benson.
No,
Bye from Adam.
you can't do the fake ending during the intro. It's not allowed.
What about the fake
I think we
intro
should one
during
day
the
start
ending?
with a fake ending, though. I really think we should do that for our listeners.
I agree. But now you got me thinking about carnival goldfish. For anybody who doesn't understand that reference, you're either too young or from a different country.
You're not
but
too young.
if
You can still get them now.
I don't think you can. I'm pretty sure you can't get goldfish.
What?
Who's gonna
Why
stop
would you
them?
do hook and
I'm-
duck if you can't get
because-
goldfish? Well, the
because-
police going round carnies going, hey,
wokeism.
right, yeah, right.
Wokeism.
You can't have all these
Wokeism for the
fucking-
goldfish.
You can't have all
Yeah,
these goldfish.
Animal
Trading
cruelty,
standards.
innit?
Oh well, you can't give
If
them
it's
as
animal
prizes
cruelty,
anymore.
what about them fucking, like, them foot places that have all them fish in that tank that people put their feet in?
They don't do that anymore either. Because
I've seen that, right? Surely I've still...
You have not seen it recent.
I think
you haven't
I
seen
have.
it recently.
Think I
You've
have.
not
was
seen it
everywhere.
recent. What kind of English is that, Sam?
Yeah.
I speak England. I speak perfect England.
England speak.
But yeah, no, I don't think you can get the Garra Rufferfish anymore. And I don't think you can get goldfish
The
at
what
the
fish?
fair.
Just
They
because you
used to
think
do-
that doesn't mean that's factual, though. That's
Well,
Yeah,
like, that's
exactly.
to be
the
Just
fair,
because you
I-
think things doesn't make them true.
Well, it does, like the fish going down the toilet and ending back up in the sea. That's true. Let me use the power of Google and
As
If
well.
you
I'm
flushed
doing.
a fish down the toilet, it would end up at a water treatment plant, mushed into 1,000 billion
stop it.
atoms, and then covered in
Yeah,
bleach, and then put
ridiculous.
back into
Right.
the
There you
reservoirs
go.
for drinking.
Fish spa treatments in Sheffield.
Oh, fish spa they still
Yeah,
exist. It's just
they
shine
do
shit,
exist.
Adam. It's shine pure
This here,
shit.
they are a medically researched species of fish in Turkey known for their healing properties. The fish are the healers, the doctor.
Healing. Are these the ones that...
are
meant to chew-
secretions, so they spit on you, which is a component of dermatological creams. You can have adult
This isn't the
treatments
Garra Rufferfish, is
or
it?
children's treatments. I don't know. It just says it's from Turkey. Oh yeah, it is. It's the Garra Rufferfish.
There you go. there they
Originally
are.
from southern Turkey
Well-
and northern Syria.
There was shops that were
Northern
dedicated
Syria?
to just that, and then COVID happened, and they were like, "Yeah, that's probably not the best business to be to have running." With,
I mean, this is copyright 2013, this website, so maybe it's not
Ooh.
really.
Oh, it could be a bit out there.
Yeah, I had that done in Tenerife, the old fishy bitey thing.
And they ate your hull.
It was like Jonah and the whale.
Or Pinocchio.
Here we go. Handing out goldfish at fairground prizes has been banned after councils agreed
What?
fish should not be distributed because
Right.
they are
Can I
quote
just...
unquote challenging to look after. Goldfish are not challenging to look
I
after.
just
That's
make
I
the
think we
whole
should
point.
ban
Can I make a
councils.
practical point at this time?
How practical is it?
It's
from
pretty
zero
practical.
to
So
practical?
councils have banned it, so there might be laws in place. But when have carnival folk ever been known to abide by
That's very true.
the laws? And that's nothing against them. They just choose that lifestyle, and that lifestyle doesn't contain abiding by the law. That's all.
I reckon carnies have goldfish.
I reckon.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's conflicting reports here. The practice of giving goldfish as
Oh, you're
fairground
chatting
prizes
shit again.
is still legal in the UK except for Scotland. Go on,
Ah.
On you, Scotland. On you. And there is a thing here that a fish is for life, not just the fairground prize. I mean, it's not for life.
It's not for
is it?
life. They'll last about a year max.
Well,
maybe.
I suppose that
It's
means
for
for the
their
fish's life,
life.
doesn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, but
which
a
isn't
fish's
long.
life it might not be that long if they just get
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's a
thrown in
film
like
idea.
a mug of beer or something.
That's a film idea. The Cursed Carnival, and you have to look after the fish for the rest of your life, but that's because once you've won the fish, you'll die before the fish dies. And then you get like, I don't know, some crazy massacre, some man wearing a fish mask kills you.
Sounds like a Goosebumps book.
This kind of went a bit right, because at first it was like some curse, and now you become a fish man that murders people. How did we get from looking after a fish to fish man?
Because they said about looking out, you have to look after it for life, but it's your life. Something like that. I don't know. I'm brainstorming. Isn't this the brainstorming session before we record?
You know,
Spitballing.
it's like there's this really terrifying film where someone gets a pet and has to look after it.
I never said really terrifying.
It's only moderately terrifying.
I said I have an idea for a film. I didn't even describe the genre.
Okay, it's comedy.
Is terrifying a genre of film now?
Terrifying comedy.
Terrifying.
So
I'm
terrifying.
watch this film. I really like a terrifying film. Yeah, speaking of silly things,
there we go.
I have some life advice for both of you.
Oh, okay then. Is this for the listeners as well?
For everybody, yeah. It's just something that I insist that you never do. You should never Google sharp knife in Latvian.
Oh, why?
Yeah. Well, just don't do it.
Do
I have your word that you'll never Google sharp knife in Latvian?
Are you saying never Google the exact words sharp knife in Latvian, or are you saying don't Google the Latvian?
Yeah, you basically don't want to know what sharp knife is translated to in Latvian.
What is it translated to, Sam? Why don't you tell us?
I can't tell you because I've never Googled it, because I took the same advice. I have no idea what it translates as. Somebody gave me that advice and I'm just passing it on. And I'm passing that on to you and the listener. Please do not Google sharp knife in Latvian.
I tell you what, the Latvian steel industry has just gone downhill massively. The share price is through the floor.
Poor Latvians. Those people in Riga, they'll be hating life right now, won't they?
Riga? I thought that was a pasta.
That's rigatoni. Please.
Wow.
I was expecting you to say, don't call me Tony.
I was going to say, you thought that was the person serving the pasta.
Yeah. Do you want some rigatoni?
Give me some rigatoni.
Come on, Tony. Hey, I got the pasta. What pasta do you like?
Tony's like the perfect American-Italian name as well, isn't it? So.
Tony. Hey, Tony, he likes the Riga, you know? He likes that kind of pasta. Rigatoni is that's just a big tube, isn't it? Isn't it like an enlarged penne?
Big tube.
The old enlarged penne.
I think so. I'm not too au fait on my pasta shapes.
Is there a shortage of farfalle at the moment? I can't find it.
Farfalle?
Yeah, it's like little bow ties. Can't find it in the shops.
I don't know. I don't like that one.
I like it. I'm
like
a fan.
penne.
I'm a tagliatelle kind of guy.
A fusilli or a spaghetti.
What about conchigli? The old shells, the old shellaroos.
Yeah, they're not bad.
For macaroni cheese.
I like the tortellini.
I like them. I like those. I like those in like for a spag bowl. Then I know. Then it's not a spag bowl. It's more of a shell bowl. But
I've had that. But if you get a ready meal from a shop, like the tuna pasta bakes, the ready meal ones are all them shell ones. Tell you what, listeners, why don't you get in touch with
aren't they?
The bowls of tomatoey goodness.
They have a nice little mouthful of goodness in them.
Yeah, they do.
The pasta.
I would love to know what the listeners' favourite pasta is. Not the sauce.
Yeah, push that engagement, Benson. Push it. Go now.
If you can go to your social media right now and go to /killerrabbit pod.
Just no. Again.
It's all gone.
/ What did they do?
At
/killerrabbit pod at.
Oh, sorry, at killerrabbitpod, or email us at killerrabbitpodcast@gmail.com. Don't put the at the start, that wouldn't make sense. And then tell us your favourite pasta. We don't want to know the sauce, just the shape, style. Do you prefer wheat? Do you prefer gluten-free? Do you prefer normal?
White or brown?
Fresh egg pasta.
I'm gonna put it out there that we won't get a single response to this.
Guaranteed.
I'll tell you what, I will bet you £50 that we get at least one response on this.
There was that time when I did a little social media experiment.
Social media experience. Come here to find out how to post tweets and put a status on and put, I don't know, what else would it be? Watch your mum complain about the local doctors.
We were getting fuck all engagement online, which
That
is,
doesn't sound like us.
nothing. Yeah, which is nothing new.
It's tradition.
No, nobody was getting involved or anything, and I was getting really pissed off it. And I just thought, I'm going to tweet the first thing that comes to my head just to see if people bite. And it literally just said, bananas are nice. And there were so many people that just messaged saying, no, they're not. Or, yeah, they are. Oh, I don't like bananas. And I'm like, for fuck's sake.
That's all you need to do is post a statement that someone can say no to. Immediate engagement.
Post an opinion. So there we go. That's what we'll do. Rather than asking people to come and tell us their favourite pasta, I'll just go online and say, Conchigli pasta is the best. I'll just get an army of Italians
exactly
giving me death threats.
Hashtag Italian and then see what happens.
Hashtag Italia 98.
Sorry, what?
I don't know.
98? Why have we got 98 on there? Why are we putting years on?
That's what they did want. I don't know.
What?
Ooh.
What?
Like their
What do you mean
country
Italian
name's been
98?
changed to Italia 98. We're not in, we need to modernise Italy's name.
98 was just a good year for pasta in Italy.
Oh, was it? Was that like
No,
the year
that's
of
not
the
what you said it.
pasta? All the chickens laid the best eggs.
I don't know the correct year, but there's Italia and is it Italia 92? Italia something. It's when they won the
What, are we
World Cup, I think.
The football?
I don't fucking know, yeah.
Yeah, it's
The
Italia 90.
Italia 90.
Italia 90, but I think it's also a car model, isn't it?
Why
What
have we
is-
gone from pasta to car?
Banara.
Why not?
Oh,
Hey, there we go.
Mamma mia.
7 points. Well done. That's why. There we go. We got the linking word. Congratulations. Right, on to the next subject.
I have had an ordeal.
Have you?
What kind of ordeal?
I have, and it's opened my eyes to a genuine situation that people in the UK are currently experiencing right through the UK, probably in other countries as well. And that is
Go.
the lack of privacy in the pharmacy.
Ooh.
chemist.
Did they shout out what your medicine was?
What have you been buying?
Well, sometimes, when you can't get a doctor's
Benson,
appointment because the
have an
wait
ice
list
cream.
is 6 months old, 6 months long. So you go to the
Months
pharmacist and
old.
go, have you got anything for? And then they'll go, sorry, love, can you speak up a bit? And there's a queue of 10 people behind you. And you're like, have you got, and they've got a consultation room, but you're not allowed in there because they're all filled with boxes and stuff, and it's just extra storage
What are you
space.
asking for, though? Can't you just pluck it off the shelves? Can't
Well,
you just
the one that I went to
discreetly-
today, well, sometimes you have to, a pharmacist can actually prescribe stuff to you now instead of you having to go to your doctor. So, but the pharmacists, for the shop that sells medicine that I went to had everything kind of locked up in security.
The medicine shop.
The old medicine shop. It's all covered in plastic security cases, and it says, please ask for
The
assistance.
whole shop.
Everything.
I needed some genuine
even the
advice.
paracetamol.
Even the door.
Paracetamol's not even available
Even
on
the
the shelf.
pharmacist.
The full,
The pharmacist is in a plastic
locked in
box.
the full
plastic
fucking
case.
shop
And
is in a plastic
the strangest thing
case,
is,
mate.
the entire shop's in a box as well. So you have to get permission to get into the first box to then find the shop is full of other boxes. It's
You need to go to the pharmacy to get the second pharmacy unlocked.
pharmacy
But that
V2
pharmacy
super
is
deluxe
Get the
itself.
special pharmacy unlock
enclosed.
key.
Yeah.
It's a pharmacy paradox. A
So you've gone into the pharmacy. It's got everything locked in plastic cases.
and
which
then I've
sounds
gone and
strange
then
anyway.
so I've stood in a queue for like 10 minutes, and then when
10 minutes? How long was this queue?
like 3 people long, they're not a very fast pharmacy.
Pharmacists
It's not
are
fast
not
farm,
fast,
it's-
are they?
Yeah.
They're like,
So anyway,
go
I
on.
get
Oh, were they going in the back and measuring out pills and stuff like that? Were they
yeah,
going,
yeah,
"Well,
exactly.
Right,
one for
okay,
me,
Yeah.
one for the patient.
And then so I get to the front and I go, I can't poo.
Did you say it exactly like that?
No, not like that. I said it
Or
very
did you
quietly.
Did you try and do it like a distinguished gentleman? Excuse me, sir.
One's body is refusing to release excrement.
What would you prescribe?
And she went, you want love? And then I went, I can't poo. So then everyone heard that. And then
Oh,
and then she went, oh, we've got some stuff for that. Is it for an adult or a child? And I was like, well, at this point, I've already told you twice it was me that's struggling. I didn't go in saying, have you got anything for not being able to poo. I just, thought
Maybe
it's gonna
she
be
thought
awkward.
they were just like exclusive statements. Like you were just saying, "I can't poo," but you wanted something for a child.
That's fair.
Poo. Maybe
That's fair.
She's not made that connection.
Let's stick up for
I
the
don't know why
lady at the pharmacy.
God knows why you wouldn't make that connection.
So
But
then
I had this conversation on the last.
sorry,
podcast.
is it your turn now? Okay.
I told you, and I just went in the shop and bought some. I don't understand why you're telling random people that you can't poo.
Because I went to the shop and they didn't have what I needed. It's not the pooing that's the issue. It's the gas. The gas is trapped, my friend. So
It's so embarrassing telling that singular person. I'm going to tell everybody on a podcast.
I don't mind now. I'm not stood there, because everyone starts thinking, "Oh, what if he farts whilst he's stood in front of me?"
I hope they weren't thinking that.
The best part of the whole thing. So she walks off to go and get whatever I end up getting. I can't remember the brand name, but it's something that helps you fart. And I turned to a woman behind me. I went, "Oh, it's a good job it wasn't. It's a good job it wasn't a bit more embarrassing." To which her replied, and I'm going to do the best impression I can here. "Oh, you're telling me, love, what I have to tell them all the time that I need."
Sorry, what?
So
I didn't hear that at all.
That is the classic voice of a pharmacist.
not the pharmacist, the woman in the queue behind me.
Oh, right.
What did she say?
So I turned around and said, "I'm glad it wasn't anything more embarrassing," as if to say, "Wow, all you can hear me." And just thought I'd, cut the tension with a knife.
Draw more attention.
Draw more attention to
yeah.
it. Exactly. Oh, it works every time for me. So she said, I'm not going to do the voice again 'cause she couldn't hear, but she went, "Oh, you're telling me I have to say something every week."
Oh, right. How old was she? She's probably got everything.
About
She's probably got it all.
35.
Oh, right. Maybe not. The voice that you did was misleading then.
No, the voice was accurate.
The voice made
was
me think
very
she was
accurate.
74.
No, she was a bit older, bless her. I don't know her exact age because when I mugged her, I didn't take a driving license. So
You left her with that at least.
yeah.
Mugged
But
her and
anyway-
then farted on her.
Yeah. So anyway, I've been taking these tablets today, and they're meant to be instant relief, and I've yet to be relieved. So, any more gas
we
I'll
might
be
get a
floating.
massive loud noise on the podcast then.
You might
I know
do.
what you mean, though. The last time I had to buy embarrassing stuff, I stood in the aisle until it was a bit clearer, but I didn't ask anybody. And I always do the scan and shop thing. So I just
So you'd have to talk to
scan the
anyone.
shit. Yeah, I don't have to talk to anybody or deal with anybody, and I can buy all the embarrassing things I like, and it's great. And I don't have to go and tell the pharmacist of my ailments, or even the woman in the queue behind me that was completely oblivious to what was going on, and then was only aware of it once I drew
can't
her
poo.
attention to it.
Have you seen
Is
the
that-
new? Have you seen the new Amazon shop? Oh, sorry. Did you have a question? You ask your question first, and then I'll go
No,
back
I
to
was just going to say, is that genuinely how you stated it to the pharmacist? I can't poo.
Yeah, I don't make stuff up for the. Yeah, I went. Oh no, no. At the start of the conversation, I went, "I can't poo," and then she said, "What?" And I went, "I'm really struggling to pass wind." And I said, "I've got trapped wind." I thought that was quite a well-known saying. And she went, "Oh, we've got some stuff over here." And then she went, "Who's it for?" I've told you all this part.
Yeah.
And I went, "For me." Is it for an adult or
Yeah,
a child?
trapped wind sounds less embarrassing than I can't poo. That sounds like that's probably why she asked if it was for a child, because it does sound like a child. saying it.
can't poo.
I can't poo. I can't poo.
My mummy sent me in here. Said, "Speak to the nice lady. The lady will help you poo." I've still not pooed yet.
Have you inserted a pencil up there? Have you wiggled a pencil round?
Sorry?
A pencil?
Absolutely
yeah, not.
not. You fucking
Worked out with a
weirdo.
pencil. Hey.
Anyway,
Nasty.
on the point of shopping, Amazon have taken it one level extra from scan and go. They've just removed the scan part. They just go.
Oh yeah, you just go in, don't you? And it
You walk
comes
in,
automatically. off your
You walk
account.
in, you put all your shopping in trolley, and then you walk out. That's it. No.
Yep.
Or they just allocate it randomly to someone's Amazon
What do you
account.
do with the trolley? You walk out with it.
The trolley drives you home. And then once you've taken all your shopping out at home, the trolley drives itself back to the shop.
This is
It
what
beats you off before it
supermarkets
does
should
that.
have, like a fleet of like electric self-driving cars that can pick up like older people or disabled people and take them shopping and that, or lazy people like me.
Yeah, but that's online shopping, innit?
Yeah, but online shopping. Fucking mental.
Yeah, it just means that, it's
they
easier for a
just
shop to keep the old
substitute
people out of
everything.
the shop.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
They
Yeah,
also
this-
don't. They also don't route to the back to pick the best stuff with the best dates on. That's why I can't online shop.
You do know it's
I need to
not.
go.
It's not a person.
What do you mean? It's not a person?
You know, it comes from a
Oh,
warehouse, and it's it's like a robotic machine thing, and it's like the
it depends
substitutes-
which ones do it. Yeah, some of them are
substitutes are
robots.
set up. It's just a warehouse. It doesn't come from an actual supermarket.
Yeah, I've seen people in there doing the picking, or is that for the click
Some
and
of them-
collect?
Some,
That's
yeah,
click and
click and
collect.
collect is pickers where you park into like this little
Yeah,
car park
that's
space and
click
then
and
they bring it
collect.
out to you.
Just come into your
I mean,
house.
that's just a half-assed effort, that innit? Like
Yeah,
if you're gonna
fuck
drive
that.
to the shop, you might as well get out and fucking walk around.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck a click and collect.
So yeah, shops do better. There's a huge thing.
manually.
The huge Facebook. I mean, these Facebook things are starting to blag my head a bit, but huge one about self-checkouts and not having people on it, but having to pay for someone to monitor the self-checkouts, and they get so butthurt about it, like refusing to pay for the shopping or leaving a trolley full of shopping, thinking they've really done one over on the staff there. You know, if you really want to send a message to the big CEOs, you annoy the staff next to you.
That's how you do it. That's how you do
The
it.
frontline staff are the ones that you go after. There's that, and cash is king. I mean, they can just fuck right off.
Really
Oh, I don't
annoying.
want the banks knowing what I'm spending my money on. Yeah, it's not like your bank receives a full itemized receipt of everything you've bought at fucking Asda.
No.
He bought bread and eggs. Oh, get onto him. And then
The same people who are like, oh, they're just trying to harvest all my details, and then they've just got a smartphone in the pocket and on Facebook.
well, they're
Yeah,
putting it on. They're
Like,
commenting that on Facebook anyway.
Yeah.
Taking a photo of
Yeah.
himself at the supermarket and tagging themselves in it.
If you support Cash is King as a listener, please get in touch, and I will report you to HMRC. I'll do that favour for you. I could go on for a full episode about how
Never
much.
have cash.
I just spend it if I had
No,
it.
never have cash. And if you go
It's there,
somewhere,
I'm like, ooh,
if you go somewhere and it's cash only, then
I feel it's dodgy.
lost my business. I would.
There is some places though, like little cafes and stuff, that ask if you would pay cash because it costs them more for the processed card payments. I mean, that could just be a drug front. I don't know, but I do. Feel
Yeah,
a bit
well,
bad
this
on
is
them.
like the main reasoning, but then that you have to pay to bring cash to a bank. So a business, small or not, has to pay charges to run the financial side of it.
Yeah,
That's
true.
that's just the way it is. And they make out that these people who do these equations and it all gets shared on the Cash is King pages that always come up on my Facebook, and I don't follow them, but it's always there. And it says a small business must be turning over 100K a month to be getting them kind of fees. So I do love it when people start doing the maths behind it. I just agree at that point because it's a bit far fetched for me. But
I trust money even less as well, because I recently saw a story of a couple's dog who ate $4,000. So they got money out to pay a builder or something.
he ate
And
$4
the dog-
grand.
The dog ate $4,000. So they've now
Naughty
been
boy.
plucking the money out of its shit
Ah.
and trying to piece it back together. So that
Well, that new
that
money
cash,
had survived.
That cash is king.
That's Cash is King for you right there.
Yeah, you might have shitty money in your hand.
The only
Shitty
place I
money.
pay,
Shitty money.
cash is at the car wash,
At the car wash.
and I'm fine with
Benson's
that.
paying cash at the car wash. At
Car
the
wash, yeah.
the hand car wash is this?
The
Yeah,
handle one.
the hand car wash.
Yeah, that's definitely a front, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's fine.
definitely.
Well, they always are.
We'll let him off.
But my car's clean, so I'm happy, and it's cheap.
Yeah, I enjoy the hand car washes. I enjoy the experience.
Mine's cheaper than going to a petrol station and having your car whipped clean by one of them electric, the automatic ones.
I hadn't used one of them in years.
Yeah. The last time I used one of them, when the blades stopped spinning around, because they are blades, let's face it, it had a load of like green moss on the brushes. So after that, I never went again. I'm like, how can you clean something with moss? That doesn't make sense.
Back in the day on the old cars, you used to have like a huge like telescopic aerial on your car. And
Yeah.
if you
I'm
forgot-
not
if
that
you forgot
young,
to-
Sam. I had aerials
you-
on some of my cars.
If you forgot to push that in and went through one of those,
Well, you have to take your aerial off
Machines.
still now. I mean, if
Yeah.
you have an aerial on the car, you just unscrew it, don't you?
yeah, it's much easier than remembering to do that. Old cars, they were fun.
Yeah. The chokes. Did you have a car with a choke, Sam? Are you that old?
No, not that old. Fucking hell. You've just had a go at me for thinking you
Cars
were...
in the up until the
that
late
young.
90s had chokes, and I thought you'd have been driving by then.
Well, yeah, my first car was a 96. It was
the cars still had chokes in the NREG era.
Did they?
Some did, yeah.
Mine
They were phasing out at that point, but yeah.
My first car had 4 gears. And,
4 whole gears. What were it, a Mini?
4 gears. No, it was a Citroen AX.
Classic.
And it had a heater that didn't work and just made the noise of a screaming banshee at you. So winter was not fun in that car. I mean, nothing was fun in that car. It was a 4 fucking gear Citroen AX. It was a piece of shit. But it was my first car. So
I can't imagine having 4 gears. I mean, my car now has 9, which is just an insane amount. It's over double.
9 gears.
Yeah,
Nine gears, Jeremy.
It's a 9-speed gearbox.
Audibly
9 gears,
stop.
Jeremy. That's insane.
I never thought you would get a peep show quote out of that, but fair enough. It was so obvious. It was so there.
It has 9 gears. Sorry, I wasn't even focusing on that.
It's a 9-speed
I'm waiting
gearbox.
for
It's
him
got
to go
8,
for it. Yeah.
8 forward.
I bet
and
you
1
could go for a
reverse.
trip to the shop and not even get to top gear. Fucking 9
Oh yeah,
gears.
if I'm doing 30 miles an hour, it won't go above 5th gear.
9?
Eighth gears for when you're like doing 70 on the motorway.
Fuck off! It's not got 9.
It has got 9. It's
That's
standard.
just
That's
lying.
literally the stupidest thing. Why has it got 9?
Look, right.
It's smooth transmission. Like
It's just getting to that
Send-
point when you were younger with the 21 speed bikes, isn't it?
Yeah,
I did,
I've got
I did want a
I've
21
got 2
speed.
separate gear sticks for.
Got full-on Shimano grip shift gears in your car.
Yeah. I never understood them gears. I was like, well, the left one just seems to make a difference, and the right one didn't. Never understood it.
Send me a
Stages.
picture of your gearbox, please. 'cause
Of my gearbox, you want me to take the car
Are
apart?
you actually joking right now?
9 gears.
9?
9.
It's double clutch as well.
No, it's not. Come on, you're saying silly things here.
Yeah, he
It's
uses
got
one. He
yeah,
uses
mate,
one
my
with his
car's got 4
forehead.
steering wheels.
It's very.
You've got one for going left, one for going right. The other two are
Each
just for
individual,
decoration.
each individual tire, mate, needs a wheel.
Can you imagine trying to drive? That'd be so funny.
It's very
I
very
wanna try and
standard
drive that car.
for a Mercedes these days, or any kind of car like that. If it's automatic, to have that many gears in it.
Oh, it's automatic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
right.
it's semi-automatic. It's got a manual shift as well, but no gear stick. There you go. I've sent you a picture. I've sent you the picture live on the podcast of a 9-speed gearbox.
Yes.
9 gears.
9 gears. No, next
9.
time you go in my car, I'll show you them counting up because it tells you what gear you're in whilst you're driving. But gear 1 is like crawling pace, if that. Starting from a stop. Pointless gear.
That to me just smacks of increasing numbers just to show.
Oh no, it's so it goes through the gears and you don't get a jolt every time it changes gear because it's all about comfort, my friend. The Germans have always been historically about comfort.
Have they? Is that what the
I
Germans
don't
are about?
think
For at
they
least-
were
for at
at
least
some
the last
point.
century.
At some point in the last 100 years.
Yeah, there's certain Germans that were not in the comfort zone.
I don't think they were very much about comfort at certain
Well, if we're going to
times.
split hairs over this, they were technically Austrians, but the Germans.
What are you
One of
talking
them
about?
was
One of them was the main general idealist. Of
the main
group.
antagonizer.
He wasn't moaning about 9-speed gearboxes, that's for sure.
I bet he
So, yeah.
fucking would have done. This could start the next World War. Fucking 9-speed gearbox. Bullshit.
Sam's gonna get so angry he's gonna take over the world and start a war on gearboxes.
Yeah, I'm
The,
going to
Ge-
Germany
gear
now.
wars.
The gear wars.
That just sounds
That's
like
what it is, man.
if you
That's
order
how it
something off
starts.
Wish.
Exactly what it is. That's what starts it.
That's
the
how-
fucking
that's how the
gearheads
wars
are coming.
started.
Have you ever heard about the gear wars?
Yeah.
Gear wars.
I've got another talking point as well. If you've been
Have you?
watching, because we talk about news stories. sometimes
Do
on
we?
this.
We occasionally do.
podcast.
Yeah, we occasionally. We
Well-
used to be an alternative news podcast, and then we had
We
to
still
go
are.
remote, and now-
We're still
I do
are with
actually
the-
have a
Talk
news story that I want to.
Well, I actually have a news story as well.
Starting, so he's going.
All right, here we go.
Benson.
Then let's
I
do.
won't- I
let's
won't
do some
take
news
yours.
stories.
Have you been? Well, you both know that I'm a fan of aviation,
Aviation.
and Boeing, one of the two main
Oh.
plane
How many gears
manufacturers.
does a typical Boeing have?
They don't have gears.
Well,
They don't have
What,
doors
what, do you
either.
think a pilot's? Do you think a pilot's gear shifting whilst trying to fly
Yeah.
a fucking plane?
What else is he
yeah,
gonna do?
absolutely.
They've got
When he pushes
they've
his
got
clutch in, what
thrust.
does he do?
They've got
It's like
thrust
Fast
level.
and Furious down that runway.
Yeah, that's a good point. My car's got more gears than what was shifted in Fast and Furious during the races. So, I don't know if you've been watching the news, but Boeing have brought a new plane out, which has been in the works for about 10 years. I think the main airlines put deposits down for them 10 years ago, very hefty deposits. And then some of the big
Okay.
airlines more recently asked for their money back because they were way behind schedule. Anyway, because of that, Boeing have released this plane. Luckily, it was overnight, all of a sudden ready to fly, etc. Blah, 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 blah. So when in one of its first flights, just, your classic flight, a window fell out, which is pretty crucial to the keeping the air pressure correct in the cabin pressure, breathing for the passengers, make sure they don't get sucked out, etc. So yeah, a window fell out. Pretty dangerous, but they thought, you know what, lads, we're okay. So everyone carried on flying them. They thought, this can't happen again. It's only a window.
Teething problems.
The following day, teething problems, window problems, exactly. The following day, slightly bigger than a window, an entire door
Yeah.
was ripped off mid-air.
I did see this. Yeah, I
6
did see
minutes into the
door.
flight, wasn't it? 6 minutes in
Yep.
and it came off.
I mean,
That's
a
pretty
door,
good going. That.
Yeah,
a
it's
door
quick.
coming
Fell
off on a
fast.
plane. Like, how can a airline manufacturer that's so well known go backwards in safety and
It was
technology?
like a plugged door as well, wasn't it? Because of the configuration of the aircraft. They can make it so
Uh-huh.
that door's active, but they hadn't. They'd fused it, but bolted it in place. But now there's loads of shit because they're finding loose fucking connections and bulbs on them, aren't
Well, they're not allowed to fly this specific plane over America or the UK now.
they? Yeah, it's been
Some countries don't
grounded.
care as much.
Oh, really?
But they've all been, so they can still legally, around the world, they can still fly them. Obviously, nobody is because the insurance won't pay out for the airlines. But yeah, America, I can't remember what, they have an organization for every single thing. The Organization of Doors Falling Out of Planes
Hey.
Committee said they can't fly over American airspace, and then the UK kind of piggybacked on that and went, yeah, us too.
Yeah, don't fly over us
That's what
either.
we
We don't
do.
want doors. We don't want doors out the sky.
We don't want your doors, Boeing.
I reckon it was just a bloke called Dave who was put on door duty, and he just went round. He was getting quite close to the deadline. He's there smoking a cig, and ends up just fucking sticking it on with a bit of gaffer tape. He'd be like, that'll be right. That's gonna hold. It'll be all right. Nothing's moving there. And then that's what happened.
That's absolutely that's what the news was reporting. It's a good
Off,
job you've
off.
read the same story that I've read. So
Oh, it was Dave. Good
Yeah,
old
it was
Dave.
Big Dave.
Dory Dave. Big
Big
Davy
Dave,
Dawes.
Big Dave Dawes.
Yeah.
And I mean, miraculously, no one was killed in this whole situation, which is insane. Bear in mind, it was a fucking door that came off mid 6 minutes into the
I
flight.
mean, nobody was killed, but the door was very, very hurt.
The door was, yes,
Oh.
the door was very upset as well. The sentient door.
Well, apparently the door also was cushioned by its landing in trees and landed fully intact.
I've heard that the door needs to now attend therapy sessions, gets PTSD, doesn't want to be attached in the doorway of a plane
Oh,
anymore.
PTSD door.
claiming benefits because it can't work as a door anymore. Ugh,
You get a
typical.
payout from the airline, probably.
Does nobody ever think of the doors?
Exactly.
Good band. Don't.
Jim Morrison.
7. That was a solid 7 as well. Well done.
No, it wasn't. It's terrible. Terrible.
Okay.
But yeah, probably not the best advertisement for Boeing, that is it?
No, Airbus will be marketing their super safe doors fitted by big.
Something tells me Boeing probably not going to be around for much longer.
What is the next development in air travel then? 'Cause
hypersonic travel.
Well, yeah, because for me it's gone backwards, hasn't it? They were like, they got the
Teleportation.
Concorde, and then they were like,
No,
oh, let's get rid of that.
it didn't go backwards because they've extended
on
flight
second
time.
thoughts,
It went
let's
so
not
far.
use the
It went so
Concorde.
quickly forwards it exploded.
Yeah, they've exceeded flight. They've lengthened flight times dramatically. The next level of flight there will be hypersonic, so that's 5 times the speed of sound.
They're supposed to be doing that one where you can fly to Australia in one go as well.
That's been around for about 5 years now. Yeah,
Has it?
yeah.
Oh, you would know, Mr. Aviation over here.
Mr.
So
Aviation.
there's only two planes that can do that. But if you ever get a chance,
Which two? Let's test that knowledge.
Auburn Charlie.
380, not the 380. The
I don't care, honestly. Stop being a plane.
777. Okay, so if you ever get the chance though, if you look at the difference between the size of a jet, the engine part on a plane that would fly from like England to Spain versus one that would fly from England to Australia, it's insane. In fact, the entire fuselage of a 737 fits into the engine of a 787.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, what's the coolest plane?
The coolest plane right now, I still think, is a 747.
No. We're not talking about commercial
Stealth bomber.
air travel.
Oh,
No,
the
not
SR-71.
even no. There's a cooler jet than that. Come on.
I feel like
Come
we should
on.
know
He's
what
getting
you're
at-
aiming
he's
towards.
getting
here.
at some sort of like fictional
This-
jet
the-
in some TV
No,
show.
I'm not. There's a genuine, legitimate jet that I thought was everybody's favorite plane.
Typhoon,
What, from Gladiators?
Concorde.
She was my favorite jet.
Yes,
Do you know
she
she's a
was.
lesbian? Who knew that?
Excellent.
There you go.
That's
Well,
just
you did.
There you go.
great
You knew that.
news. Fantastic news.
I do.
That Sam.
Anyway,
I do,
keeping
I
on
do.
the topic of
Yeah,
news
Best plane.
stories.
Go on, best plane. Come on, give me the best plane and get it right.
You're
this
saying
time.
give me the best plane.
Yeah,
and
but get it right. Yeah, come on. It's in Arnie films and shit like that. That's why it's the coolest plane. No,
No.
the Harrier jump jet. That's the coolest plane.
Harrier jump
the
jet. Well,
Harrier
no, 'cause
jump jet is pretty cool.
The F-35's got all that same technology now.
Yeah,
It's a lot
exactly.
cooler.
It's old now.
Bit
that.
stealth.
What- That's what I mean though. But when do you think? Oh, you probably know. Plane nonce over here. When do you think the Harrier jump jet's first flight was? Because to me, that would seem like a relatively recent thing. Like
Late,
like
I'd say late
1970s.
60s. It was before
Yeah.
Vietnam. Because
70s.
67, yeah.
Yeah, well,
67.
That's what I mean. So one of the coolest planes in existence came out in 67. So where are the like super cool planes now that do like really awesome things? Like
You
Cook
can't
it in
see
it.
them because they're
F-35.
invisible, man.
yeah.
F-35.
So,
cool.
I mean, I'm glad I got
Them
that right with the late
Typhoons are pretty
60s.
cool. Them
Typhoons, yeah,
Eurofighters.
they're pretty old now, but they're still cool. The Eurofighter, that's, yeah.
But if that
Uh,
came out in 1967, I'm expecting like much cooler shit now, like Jetsons style stuff, and it's just not here. Gone backwards, I'm telling you.
I get what you mean.
Mm.
The pace of development has slowed down.
If you look at a camera phone from 10 years ago and compare it to ones now, and then extrapolate that information into the world of jets, it's the development's not there. The technology's not as. Not
I
as
think it
advanced
depends
as
what
should
you're
be.
looking at. What a
Are
plane
they
does
about
now
to
in
announce a
terms of
new
its-
one?
Yeah.
Just
I
commissioned one.
imagine the latest plane has just got like Bluetooth or fucking,
Mate,
Apple
put
Cars.
I
Bluetooth
don't
on
think
it's
you
fucking
realise, like,
awesome.
I don't think
No,
you
I
realise with
think-
how a plane.
Well, I think a lot of it's going into unmanned aerial vehicles, isn't it? I think that's where a lot of the tech's gone.
Yeah,
Or
But the
maybe it's all
computers do
happening
all
in
sorts of
Area
shit now.
51. And in Area 51, they've got
Nah,
lots
they
of
moved
cool
Area
planes.
51 somewhere else because everyone knows Area 51.
they moved it
Next
next
now
door.
Area 52.
Yeah, there we go. So,
52B.
there is the supersonic flight test happening next week, Sim. So I'll make sure to send
Yeah.
you a link to that. That's
Yeah.
NASA. NASA
Can
are
you pass
working
on my
with Boeing.
comments? Can you pass on my comments as well to your fellow plane nonces that plane technology is not as advanced as I would have expected?
You know, I'm going to send you so much evidence after this. We've recorded this to prove you otherwise. Just looking at the cockpits and the computers that are in there and how they fly, and basically an entire plane can land itself now. And
Oh, look,
pilots
you can
will-
play Snake on it. Fucking shit, mate.
You, see, you were literally starting to sound like Ricky Gervais.
Why?
I don't know how you just said that. Oh, look, you can play Snake on it.
Amazing.
No, not good enough. Not good enough.
Next
Go on,
time
you
you go
were
to an
gonna-
airport, I'm gonna
Fine,
anonymously report you as
you
a
make
terrorist.
you know what, Sam? You make your own fucking plane.
Yeah.
I have done. I've designed one, and it's just they never took it forward.
Where's the picture? I want to
this
see
is
it.
why I'm so
You best be
bitter
putting it
about
on
it.
Twitter.
I will do. I'll
When this
send you- I'll
episode
send you the
comes out, you
picture.
best be putting
I'll
the
send you
picture
the
on
picture.
Twitter. Yeah, I want to see a full blueprint of your plane.
It goes. Meow.
Good, because it's a
How
plane.
quick is that? How quick is that? It goes meow.
That's
quick.
pretty quick.
Yeah, there you go.
I
Can't
need to see
argue
a
with
picture
meow.
though, and so do the audience. They need to see your
I'll-
drawing and blueprints for your
I'll get.
plane.
I'll
the
get
Sam
the. I'll get
plane.
the picture. I'll get the picture to you. It's
Sweet,
dead cool.
good.
It's got fish tanks in the wings. It's
Ah,
amazing.
that's awesome. Does it have like
There you
fucking
go.
lights under it and stuff?
Oh yeah, neons, full on
Yeah,
neons.
cool neons and
It's got the, the wheels that come down.
Yeah.
It's got that like suspension stuff that Snoop Dogg has.
Has it got them doors that go up as well? Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the suicide doors.
Yeah.
The
yeah,
eagle wing doors, gull wing doors.
Cool doors. Cool man
Got the,
doors.
yeah, exactly.
Cool
You
guy
see,
doors. See.
we're
Sounds
spitballing
like a
here.
cool
We've already
plane,
come up
but I
with
need to
more
s-
than the aviation authority.
You could just go to like some primary school class and be like, "Kids, what would you put on a plane?" And then you get all the ideas.
That's how the
Like when
Concorde
Homer-
was
like when
Fire
Homer
great
designed
white
that
sharks.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Rather than missiles, it fires sharks and
Sharks
That's
and
what you
crabs
want.
and snakes.
not crabs. Where you got crabs from? Crabs don't do enough damage.
Crabs are like sneaky afterwards damage. When the sharks have come in
Oh,
and caused
right.
some chaos, the crabs pick up
Oh,
the rest.
the sharks go in and do the main damage, and then the crabs come and like pick at the carcass.
Exactly, that's
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Clear the battlefield for the next wave of sharks.
You've clearly thought about this. You know, I jumped in and I shouldn't have done. You've clearly thought about the
Look,
the
right,
weaponry of this plane.
Crustacean tactics are one of my special skills.
I knew this as well. I knew that you had a degree in crustacean tactics. I'm sorry. I should have never doubted you.
Exactly.
So, Benson, did you have another story? You see it?
I had another story.
I don't have a story. I'm going to throw it over to the other news co-host. Which
I have a
is Adam.
story, which I mean,
breaking news from Adam Chase.
it's kind of breaking. It won't be by the time this comes out though, and it's kind of hitting the mainstream. But I had to discuss. I kind of sent it to Benson yesterday anyway, just because it was on an Instagram thing, and then I was like, we have to discuss this anyway. So
It
I'm
needs
gonna say it.
discussing.
So, right, this dude on the old Twitter, Twitter, last year at when was it? So the first post,
I
November
love
the
that people
7th.
still aren't calling it its new name, which I'm not going to say, but it's funny that people just don't say it. It's
I
great.
mean, it's still twitter.com, so
That's what I mean. It's like not good for their marketing, is it? When nobody calls it by that name.
it's
Great.
fair. But so this guy posts on Twitter on November the 7th last year, right? And this is it verbatim. He put, "There are Jews living under my apartment. I hear them, it's like they are digging or something. For the record, I live at ground level and we do not have a basement." Okay, right? So that's the first post. Now,
How does he know the Jews?
so we'll get to that. But
Okay,
this guy
sorry.
clearly got a bit of shit for it because it's the internet.
Anti-Semitic and everything else.
He got called anti-Semitic. He got called schizophrenic. Loads of other stuff. I'm not saying his name because if you go through his profile, he's like a host on Fox News and stuff. So he's a bit of a dick anyway. So I'm not going to
Right.
say anything else. So to be fair, people calling him these names, it's probably not just because of this one post. He's got prior
Yeah.
form, shall we say? So
Yeah.
whatever. But he posted that, and then on December 11th. He posts again saying, "I swear I keep hearing Yiddish under the floor in my New York apartment. I live at ground level and we have no basement." So that's how he knew they were Jewish. Because
Right.
he
They
could
weren't playing
recognize...
klezmer music or anything.
Yeah,
or
he
having
wasn't
bar
hearing
mitzvahs.
dreidels like fucking
Da,
playing.
da, 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 da. Will you keep it down? Jesus Christ. How many bar mitzvahs are these guys having?
No, he was hearing Yiddish and digging, apparently.
There's a lot of
under his-
13-year-olds down there.
under his ground floor apartment, right? So then, I don't know if you've seen in the news recently,
Yeah, I knew where this was
Yeah.
going.
Some synagogue in New York has been digging tunnels underneath fucking New York from the synagogue, and they were clearly digging under this dude's apartment, and everyone was calling him crazy. Which, I mean, he could have worded it a little bit better.
Imagine if he was like crazy though, and he's just got all these conspiracy theories, and he's just throwing them all out there, and then this
And then
came
this
out, and
one
he's like,
stuck.
"Oh, that's
If you throw
that's
enough
the last
conspiracy
one.
theories
That's the
out
last
there."
one I thought would be true."
Well, to be fair, he did
I was
do
really at the bottom of the barrel with this one.
he did do a show about reptilians, so he is a conspiracy theorist. So people
Yes,
were
there you
just
go.
like, yeah, whatever, you're a madman, and calling him all these names, but he was 100% right. And they were literally digging underneath his fucking apartment. I think that's so funny.
Guys, you're not going to believe this, but I think there's some Jews under my house. Yeah, whatever, mate. Whatever. You were talking about bloody Queen being a reptile last week. No, honestly, you know,
Honestly, there's Jews under the floor.
Yeah,
the
all
floor,
right,
drilling
mate, yeah, of course there
sounds,
is.
and they're all
Fucking-
speaking Yiddish. I'm telling you guys, it's the Jews.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Jet fuel can't melt steel beams, and there's Jews under my house. Yeah, all right, mate. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you go back to sleep,
Imagine.
dude.
I think it was fucking hilarious, like, and then all that came out in the news. I mean,
So,
he finished up by posting, I think somebody owes me an apology.
Well, who owes him the apology? The Jews for digging under his house, or
The whole synagogue for
people giving
gaslighting
him
him.
shit?
The people for giving him shit. I think he ended up tagging some and being like, "Are you going to apologize?"
Oh, really?
Yeah, no. So he seems
So
like a bit of a
I
douche.
did sort of see the story, but what's the why are they digging the tunnels? Is there any
Well,
kind of,
they've not.
motive?
They've said they've not had a motive. What they think is because there's an abandoned building behind them or something, and I think they were trying to expand the synagogue into, and some members of the synagogue have taken it upon themselves to begin digging tunnels underneath it to speed up the expansion. That's the working theory, I think.
Something I really like about digging tunnels.
I know it's cool.
In
isn't it?
New
Why is it
York.
cool? But I would hate
might
to
have been
be
a
in those
mole
tunnels.
in a previous life.
You
Yeah,
are the,
yeah,
you are the
yeah.
size of a mole.
Yeah, I don't want to be in the I don't want to be in the tunnels myself, but there's just something cool and espionage.
I'd like to look in the entrance of a tunnel, and be like, "That's a cool tunnel," and then go back on.
That's a
On the
nice
land.
tunnel.
Yeah, it's cool to have, like, you know, like if you were super rich, like Batman rich, and you had a big old house with lots of secret tunnels all leading to.
And you could
like,
have them
underground
all
bunkers and-
structurally checked, so you knew they were fully sound and that.
Oh no, I'd just wing it and just wait for it to collapse on me.
You'd
Yeah,
wing
if I
it.
was-
You're
if I was-
Batman
if
rich
I was
and you're
Ba-
winging it. I think you're Batman at this point.
Yeah. If I'm
You get
Batman,
Alfred
rich,
to
yeah,
chip
I'm
them,
I'm gonna get someone proper to. I'm not gonna get Dave who did the doors on that plane to come and do my tunnels for me. Absolutely not.
Alfred
No.
has
He's really
probably
good at
got them
tunnels.
skills.
He's just not very good at
He's
doors.
just not good at doors.
No, I'll get Terry the tunnel. I'll get him down to do
Terry
it.
the tunnel.
Terry the tunneler.
Yeah.
I think he's already down
not,
there.
Not Dave the doorman. Not Dave the doorman. Terry the tunneler. And then I'll
Terry
get
the
Steve the
tunneler.
structural scientist.
Engineer.
Is that a thing? Structural science? I don't know.
Science of
Structural
structure.
engineering is.
Structural engineering is a thing, but I don't think you could call it the structural
The
science.
science would be physics.
It would be a bit of
Guys,
chemistry as well, because you'd be talking about absorption ratios and stuff.
Guys, I think Terry the tunneler is living underneath my house. I don't have a basement.
What do you hear? Tunnel
I
language.
can hear someone doing sharp intakes of breath and saying, "It's gonna cost you."
Well, I can't imagine he lives under your house. He might be tunneling under your house because that's what he tends to do.
Yeah.
There is.
Well, that's a point.
But if
That's
you
a
were
point. Why did he keep? Oh, I suppose it takes a while. How were they digging the tunnels? Were they doing using like a spoon? Why were they under his house for so long? Because if he did it in November, heard him in November, and then heard him again in December.
Well, he was complaining in
were they-
November.
But why were they still under his house?
I don't
Did
think
they
they
get
were
a certain-
still. I think they were.
like-
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I
They
don't know
might
how
have hit
far
some
they were.
slate. It's really hard to dig through slate.
Or he might have just heard them as they were passing through on the way to the end of the tunnel.
Ah, true.
Yeah,
that
the
is
tunnel
very
could
true.
already be tunneled.
Just heard like a Doppler affected Yiddish going.
The
past.
video of the Jewish person getting out of the
From that grate.
like the grate that
Yeah, I
out of the
saw
storm
that.
drain is insane. Fully dressed in in the Orthodox Jewish outfits, hats, the hair things, everything. I don't know what you call it, but fully dressed to the nines. just escaping from a storm drain, then running off.
Yeah. Crazy,
Like, this is
isn't
New
it?
York. You would think they would have a bit more of a
you would
handle on
think
things.
They'd know.
I'm tunneling here.
Like, how are they moving all the dirt and stuff? Because I think that isn't that like the main problem with like building secret tunnels is you've got a lot of earth to shift.
I think there's a lot of problems with building secret tunnels. To be
I mean,
honest
what if
with
you
That
dug
is
into
up there.
a subway?
I said one of the
tunnel
main
back to
problems. I didn't say the only
Oh, yeah.
problem.
Yeah, I think there's several considerations, but maybe they didn't even take into any of these into. Did they have health and safety? Did they have full site surveillance? I don't think so. I think they just got down there and dug. But how did they dig? What did they use? That's what I want to know. Was it an SDS drill?
Maybe they used
Was it-
toothbrushes and spoons
Together as one?
together as a single instrument. The brush
Oh,
spoon.
They melted the spoon onto the brush like a prison shank, but
Maybe.
some kind.
I
Was
don't
it an
know.
electric toothbrush?
I don't
they
know.
turned it
Why
on
don't
for
you
the
go and
vibration
ask them,
effect?
Sam?
Why don't you go to New York and find out? Do some
Do some
investigating
investigative
journalism.
I will find out, and on next week's show, I'll bring a full dossier on the Dew tunnels, and we can find out exactly how
The
they do it.
journals.
The journals. I will. Right, shall we bring this thing to an end?
Let's bring
Yes.
it to an end.
We need a super secret sound effect then.
What about this one?
The sound of a Jewish person diggling,
Diggling.
digging,
Those
digging a
diggling
tunnel
Jews.
in California.
And that brings us to the end of another episode of Killer Rabbit Podcast. Do. Thank you very much for listening. We've enjoyed you having you here. We'd like to loan your ears for a short period of time each week as we fill them with delicious, sexy nonsense.
So sexy. So
It is
nonsense.
Everything we've talked about today has been sexy. It's been one of the
Sexy.
most sexually charged shows we've ever had, I believe.
Well, I could not agree more.
I'm glad. I'm already feeling wet. Anyway, let's get to the end of this thing. If you would like to get in touch with us and tell us what your favourite type of pasta is, as Benson said at the top of the show, you can find us on the socials at Killer Rabbit Pod, or alternatively, you can go on killerrabbitpodcast@gmail.com if you want to email us and tell us what your favourite pasta is. Do you know what? You don't even have to do that. You could do anything. You could come and say hello. You could ask us a question. You could give us a story, a topic, a suggestion, whatever you want. Come along and say hello. We fucking love it, don't we?
We love it.
We do love it. We do love it. Terry the Tunneler loves it. Dave the Doorman loves it. Benson loves it. Adam, do
I
you
do.
love it? Do you love it, Adam?
Sometimes.
Okay. Yeah. I guess it
Occasionally
depends on
known to
what-
love it.
Yeah, I guess it depends what they're saying, really. If they call us a sack of cunts, then probably don't enjoy it as much.
Oh no,
do
I
they?
love that.
Oh, you like that one, do you?
Yeah. that's
So,
awesome.
if you want to appease Adam, get in touch with us, call us all a sack of cunts, and he will be happy. So- Hooray. Right, let's not do a fake ending. Let's do a real life ending, and let's end.
Okay.
Right, we'll
this
do a
son of
fake
bitch.
start.
Okay, welcome to Killer Rabbit Podcast. This is Yorkshire's
Bye
number
from
one
Benson.
alternative. It's Bye from Benson. And it's Bye from Benson.
And it's bye from Benson.
Benson.
And it's bye from Benson.
Only Benson is saying bye this week. I'm
And
going
it's
to remain
bye.
in your ears for the rest of the week because I refuse to say bye. How about that?
You just said
Bye.
bye. You just said
Oh,
bye.
shit. Damn you.
Plot twist.
Done on a technicality. Thanks for listening, everybody. I've been Sam.
Thanks so much. I've been Benson.
I've been Adam.
Bye for now. Love you, bye.